About the interruption. So we're talking about worldview, the way that you view the world, and whether it's informed by the Bible, so that you can understand what it is that you think in the context of what you know about God, what you know about what God thinks is right and wrong, how you are convinced that you are to live and believe, and where power comes from and strength, and how this all works together. Your view of the world depends on having a biblical worldview. If you believe that the Bible is the truth, as Jesus did, if you believe that God is directing people as Jesus did, if you, as a follower of Jesus Christ, are looking to God who guides you, and look to the Bible for your understanding about how the world works and how God works in it. And then we had this one example where our ignorance as the church about the apocalypse or the revelation, simple word for apocalypse, causes confusion, just the meaning of one single word. And there are other answers to the questions that I gave at the beginning. I gave examples of other answers. What is the apocalypse? Some people say that's when Jesus comes for the church and we get taken away to be with God, which is a concept that the Bible does teach. It's not referred to as the apocalypse. It's called the rapture by many people. It's the catching up of believers out of the world to be with the Lord forever at the time of his return. And what do you know about this word that doesn't come from a book, a fictional book, or a movie? Do you have to Google it in order to understand it? The Bible has plenty to say about this idea, and you can know that. Another answer, the apocalypse is the great war that happens at the end of time, as opposed to just merely the apocalypse is the revelation of Jesus Christ. There's not a great war. It's a description of something that does happen in the Bible. The Bible talks about a future conflict, and it describes the place that it happens as Armageddon. And so the final great war, many people say, oh, Armageddon, the end times, and people think the apocalypse is the desolation that exists after everything has been destroyed, and that's not correct. Although the Bible does talk about something called Armageddon. The Bible does talk about something called Revelation. Some people say the apocalypse is that's when the zombies come to get us, right? Now, did you know that there's a description in the Bible where we read, in those days people will seek death but not find it. They will long to die, but death will flee from them. I think that's a horrible parallel between this zombie existence and what we would want as an abundant and thriving and lively life. It's a horrible thing to have to acknowledge that the Bible teaches there's a time when people long for death and cannot. What do you know about that? And the Bible gives information about that. The final incorrect answer, that the apocalypse is the end of the world. The Bible also describes this, the end of the world. And we're not called to be fatalistic because the end is inevitable. We're called to be motivated because the end is sure and people need help. We don't stop trying because, what's the point? We're all going to die. The church is called to live in the light of the revelation of Jesus Christ, the apocalypse of Jesus Christ. And I've been called to make known the mystery of how God works in the world for the saving of souls out of the guaranteed Christless eternity. So that's a very serious thing. We exist in the world to disrupt the prevailing worldview. We're called to uncover the truth, to reveal by shining light on the subject. Not my words, but Jesus' words in Matthew chapter 5, starting at verse 16. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but instead they put it on a stand, and it gives light to the whole house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who's in heaven. What you believe is visible by what you do. It's revealed by how you live. And in closing, with Romans chapter 16, verse 25 to 27, now, to him who is able to strengthen you according to my gospel and the preaching of Jesus Christ, according to the apocalypse of the mystery that was kept secret for long ages, but has now been disclosed through the prophetic writings and has been made known to all nations, according to the command of the eternal God to bring about obedience of faith, to the only wise God be glory forevermore. This week, ask God how he will use you to reveal Jesus Christ to some sleeping soul. Apocalypse to someone headed toward the end of the line without life or hope. Because someone with a dull expectation that the apocalypse means their doom needs to be delivered from that. I mean, if doom is coming, you work really hard to laugh it off because it can't be real. Oh, that's not real. I don't have to listen to that. But if doom is coming and there's hope and you can be delivered, maybe you'll take an action because you suspect, if this is real, I better do something about it. It's important. People living without hope, they have to laugh to keep from crying. But if you bring hope and shine light on it, they can get out from under it and be saved. And because God means to rescue souls through you, you can do this. God is able to strengthen you according to my gospel and the preaching of Jesus Christ. So I commit you to that and look forward to seeing you at church on Sunday, and we'll talk about what all that means. Bye for now.